Most people assume becoming rich requires being the smartest person in the room. Society constantly tells us that higher intelligence automatically leads to more money, more success, and a better life. Students grow up believing perfect grades guarantee financial freedom later on. Parents praise intelligence like it is the ultimate predictor of future wealth. My name is Ben, and I explain personal finance using three different versions of myself to show you how different types of people make decisions based on their current financial situation. Broke Ben fully believes this idea. He assumes rich people must all be geniuses, so whenever he struggles financially, he blames his lack of talent instead of his habits. Budget Ben sees things differently. He notices many financially successful people are not necessarily the smartest people academically. Baller Ben understands a deeper truth entirely. He knows intelligence matters, but only to a certain point before other traits become far more valuable. A massive military study tracked nearly 60,000 men over time. Researchers compared intelligence test scores with long-term income outcomes. At first, the results looked predictable. Higher intelligence generally correlated with higher income during the early stages of earnings growth. But something strange happened once incomes reached around $55,000 per year. The relationship between IQ and earnings started breaking apart completely. Even more shocking, the highest earners in the study actually scored slightly lower on intelligence tests than people just below them financially. That result completely challenged the idea that raw intelligence alone creates wealth. Intelligence helps people escape poverty and enter stability. But after a certain point, other traits begin dominating financial success. Broke Ben hears this and becomes confused immediately. He cannot understand how somebody less intelligent could possibly become richer than a genius. Budget Ben realizes intelligence is only one tool. He understands that execution, discipline, and consistency often matter more in the real world. Baller Ben studies wealthy entrepreneurs closely and notices something important. Many are not intellectual perfectionists at all, but relentless action takers. The concept called authentic grit means sustainable perseverance, without destroying your health or relationships in the process. Still, many people quit too early because they overthink temporary setbacks. Sometimes persistence itself becomes a competitive advantage. Broke Ben gives up almost instantly whenever progress feels slow. If something does not produce immediate results, he assumes it is pointless. Ben understands that meaningful financial progress usually feels boring at first. He knows wealth building often looks unimpressive for many years. Baller Ben embraces long timelines completely. He understands compound growth rewards people who stay committed long after others become impatient. Index fund investing is a perfect example of this principle. The strategy looks painfully slow in the beginning, which causes many intelligent people to abandon it too soon. Highly analytical people constantly calculate alternative possibilities. They question whether another investment could produce slightly better returns and end up switching strategies endlessly. Meanwhile, less analytical investors simply keep contributing month after month. Their consistency quietly compounds into massive wealth over decades. Broke Ben jumps between crypto trends, meme stocks, and social media hype every few months. He mistakes excitement for intelligence. Budget Ben keeps investing consistently regardless of headlines. He focuses more on behavior than predictions. Baller Ben knows the market rewards patience more than cleverness most of the time. Staying invested becomes his unfair advantage. Some people decide to quit their job with no plan, just an idea and determination. They could have an idea for a window cleaning business that grows to full-time income and multiple employees within the first 6 months. Meanwhile, other people spend 2 years researching a side business idea, building spreadsheets, analyzing competitors, and searching for perfect certainty. But ultimately, the business never launches. Broke Ben takes reckless action without thinking at all. He confuses impulsiveness with entrepreneurship and usually creates avoidable disasters. Budget Ben balances planning with execution. He understands learning happens fastest through controlled real-world experience. Baller Ben knows imperfect action beats perfect hesitation almost every time. Small mistakes become valuable tuition instead of permanent failure. Intelligent people often suffer from analysis paralysis. They become trapped searching for certainty that does not exist. Real businesses rarely unfold according to spreadsheets anyway. Markets change, customers behave unpredictably, and opportunities appear unexpectedly. The people who adapt fastest usually outperform the people who planned the longest. Motion creates clarity much faster than endless thinking. Another major factor behind financial success is emotional intelligence. Research suggests raw IQ contributes surprisingly little to long-term business performance. Some studies estimate emotional intelligence accounts for nearly 90% of business success factors. Skills like empathy, communication, and emotional control become incredibly valuable. Broke Ben lacks emotional discipline completely. He makes financial decisions emotionally and reacts impulsively whenever stress appears. Budget Ben stays calm under pressure and communicates respectfully with others. He understands relationships influence opportunities. Baller Ben masters emotional intelligence at an even higher level. He knows investors, clients, and partners trust people who feel emotionally stable and dependable. Business success is fundamentally social. People rarely hand opportunities to the smartest person if they cannot trust them personally. Average intelligence individuals often develop stronger people skills out of necessity. Since they cannot rely purely on intellect, they learn persuasion and relationship building instead. Many brilliant people accidentally isolate themselves socially. They prioritize being correct over being relatable. Another hidden wealth barrier is the fear of looking stupid. Highly intelligent people often build their entire identity around appearing smart. That creates a dangerous prison of perfectionism. Failure starts feeling humiliating instead of educational. Broke Ben already expects failure from himself, so he often acts carelessly without preparation. Ironically, this sometimes makes him less afraid of embarrassment. Budget Ben understands mistakes are normal parts of growth. He focuses more on learning than protecting his ego. Baller Ben completely detaches his identity from temporary outcomes. He knows public failure often becomes the price of future success. People who care less about looking impressive often unlock opportunities others ignore. Freedom from social perfectionism becomes financially powerful. Prestige obsession creates another expensive trap. Smart people are often drawn toward elite labels, luxury signals, and impressive credentials. Broke Ben chases prestige through flashy purchases constantly. Expensive logos make him feel successful even while his finances quietly deteriorate. Budget Ben focuses on return on investment instead of appearances. He asks whether purchases improve his life financially or emotionally in meaningful ways. Baller Ben ignores status games almost entirely. He values ownership, cash flow, and time freedom more than social validation. Many tradespeople quietly outperform degree holders financially because they prioritized practical economics over prestige. In the end, intelligence alone rarely creates extraordinary wealth. Consistency, emotional control, action, humility, and persistence usually matter far more. Broke Ben keeps chasing appearances. Budget Ben builds stability through discipline, and Baller Ben compounds wealth through long-term thinking. The biggest financial advantage is not being the smartest person in the room, but becoming the person willing to keep moving while everyone else stays stuck overthinking. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about how 3 different versions of myself view intelligence and wealth. Remember that you have the majority control over your emotions and decisions when it comes to your finances. Subscribe for more helpful money tips from the Money Faces of Ben.